All right. Well, good to meet everybody. Good to see everybody that are there. My name is Dorian Earl. I'm the founder, CEO of Development Consulting Partners. And good to see everybody and their interest in the role. I'll just give you a little bit of backstory on me. Our company is a Salesforce partner. We started 2017. I started in the Salesforce world approximately 20 years ago. I was a sales rep and I purchased Salesforce myself. And that led to a long and storied work career of kind of leading sales and marketing teams. And when I would do that, many companies, I would actually help them put a CRM in place. And about half the time I did that, it was Salesforce. I do have experience with other CRMs. And that culminated with one of those startups being hired by Google and Apple. So I worked for Google for several years, Apple for several years. And then about 6 years ago, a company came to me and said, "Hey, you have a lot of sales and Salesforce and marketing in your background. Would you come and help this company map their processes in Salesforce because they're either getting ready to rip it out or something or something." And so I met with them. They were a very large education company in the western suburbs. And when I met with them, I kind of mapped throughout, all the processes, got them back on the same page. I met with their executive. And long and short of that, they took all of my ideas and went and hired a Salesforce partner and paid them seven figures to implement what I had just shared. And I said, wait a minute, I think there's something to this. And so I went and actually paid $5,000 of my own money, took a Salesforce class. I was one of three people in the class that actually passed the test and started working. Became a sales analyst, Salesforce admin at several companies. And I would go back and help my friends who were sales reps and sales managers with the CRM and tracking their sales. And long and short of that, during COVID, my freelance part-time business outgrew my regular full-time job. So during the COVID period, thank you for the applause there. Um, so my regular full-time job kind of took a backseat, and I ended up helping a lot of my friends that were curious about the Salesforce thing get started in Salesforce. I would pair them up with small business clients that had reached out to me. And that was kind of the birth of Development Consulting Partners. And now today we've had over 450 clients, 6 or 7 years worth of work now. I want to say it's 2016, 2017, where we kind of formally created our business. I have two Salesforce Search Admin and Sales Cloud, but our agency does a lot of work with Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, Experience Cloud, Marketing Cloud, and now Data Cloud, AI, and nonprofit. And you'll kind of read a little bit more about that. So as I start to dig in, I know many of you are curious on me and our agency. This is us. So if you ever want to kind of do some research, find me on LinkedIn and say hello. I get hundreds of LinkedIn requests, and I block off one day a month to just go in and accept requests and post. So if I don't get back to your post right away or your message right away, it's just because I get a lot of influx of items there, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. This is our website. What I didn't mention to you is I actually started 6 years ago freelancing on a platform called Elan and a company called Upwork that bought Elan. So I've been on the Upwork platform for several years, and you can see my reputation there and what we've done. Our agency is actually listed on Upwork, and part of the work we're talking about today that you all may come on and do would help us with that. You can also see us on the App Exchange with Salesforce. We are a partner. So I mentioned to you a little bit more about us, but we have literally 450 clients now over several years. We have, because of how we've started, many of those clients were small or micro businesses. But we do have what we call several large, either $1 billion or $100 million companies, what we call at the enterprise level. But we kind of pride ourselves in working with a lot of what we call small enterprise. And that's really our sweet spot. So our mission, we help companies grow revenue, streamline operations, find new clients, win business. We do that. And there's kind of a caveat to that. Many of our clients, we try to help them do this without adding headcount. So we do that by helping them leverage the platform. And in order to do that, they have to have a platform that can really handle all of these operations without switching between systems for billing, for administrative, for marketing, for sales. And Salesforce is actually really geared at that level. So as an agency, we do probably 50 plus implementations a year where companies purchase either Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, or Marketing Cloud. We think this past year we've done maybe almost 40 something. But we historically, companies will reach out and say, hey, we're a company of 5 or 6 people, or 50 or 60 people, can you implement? So we do a lot of those. About a third of those clients turn into managed services where they will ask us to support them as either a contract or part-time admin. I'm sorry, my screen kind of changed. Companies reach out to us and just ask and say, we have this going on in Salesforce. Can you build this for us? Can you reconfigure or build out something? And some of that work becomes custom dev work where it's either Apex related or something where we're actually coding on the platform. We do ongoing support of our 450 clients. We work with about 160 of them actively. So we have several hundred clients that they may not reach out. We may not work with them. And, at any given time, they reach out for something. So these are our clouds. I think I talked a little bit more about that. So sales, service, marketing, experience, nonprofit, health cloud, financial services cloud, commerce, data cloud, and AI, which is not on this list because it's new, but definitely we're learning and getting into the AI and agent force. So what we call the Devcon difference is how we work with our clients. Many of our team members at the enterprise level have worked with larger partners, worked in larger firms, and they really want to get work done. They really want to have an impact. So we try to kind of build these things into how we work on all of our projects. So if you all want to come and work here, this is definitely how we work. We work in a system where kind of Slack drives everything. We have, every client of ours has a Slack channel. Almost every project has a Slack channel. We meet weekly. As a matter of fact, right before this call, our admins get together and, and talk through any issues they have. Hey, I'm working with this client. I can't figure this out on a, flow or field or, report something. So weekly, we all get together with a knowledge share. And then internally, depending on what the project is and how it's working, we will kind of form small groups with an admin, a developer, an architect, a project manager, and we'll all meet 1 or 2 times per week, depending on the workload and what's happening there. So we like to collaborate on efforts. So very rarely do you work alone on any project. As a matter of fact, I can maybe count on my hand the number of projects where there's only one person working. And we try to actually share and have a unified system for all of our project management. And obviously, I'll talk about that just a little bit. So I talked a little bit about our client mix. So you can kind of take a look at this, which is pretty unique. And we've worked on over 35,000 project hours since we started. Matter of fact, this number is probably closer to 40 to 50 now. So, and if you ever want to go back and find us, you can find us on the Upwork platform. This is what others have said about us, which is nice. So, pretty cool. So I'll try to go in there. Let's talk about why you all are here. So a few things. We have about 15 people on our team now that have been with us for a few years. We just hired on a few junior level admins, but we are starting to get busy. And we have a need for what we consider to be a junior level admin. And over the last 5 years, I think I mentioned to you, I have helped over 100 people start their Salesforce career, where they come with us looking to gain experience and either are newly certified or only have one cert. They say, I don't have, oh, look at that. I like all the, I like all the cool stuff started there on the screen with the, with the hands and the heart. Of the 100 people that have started, they came here and they said, I can't find a job. I'm working. I'm looking for something else happening. And they come to us and they start contract a few hours a week. We put them on small business projects and everybody learns. And all depending on what happens is they learn enough to either take the next role or they learn enough to keep getting more work with us. Of the 100 people that have started, and it's probably more closer to 110 or 120 now that have started, 15 of those people have stayed working with us. The other people have moved along, worked with other partners, got hired at full-time roles, all those things. So what you're coming here for is really a junior level admin / consultant. You're going to be doing these things, which we need some assistance with. So one, social media engagement. We like to reach out to people on social media that have issues with Salesforce. You may see on LinkedIn, I'm trying to get my my report fixed, or you may see a post in a Salesforce Slack channel. I can't get this to work. You come on, you engage those people, and you help them. Part of the reason why we work in this ecosystem, somebody helped me or somebody helped us, we want to help others. So as a junior level admin, you can come in, find those issues, work with our team, and help them. Some of those clients will hire us, so it's great outreach. But the real part of this is you as a junior level person can learn from other people's issues, and that's great. So two, I mentioned this, which is the same. Many of you are in, Trailhead. You see the posts, you see on Slack, you see on LinkedIn, you see, in Facebook groups. Your role will be to come on, reach out, and help those people. The other part of it is you may see Salesforce has launched Agentforce, they've launched Data Cloud, but many clients don't use the core Salesforce features well with sales, service, marketing, experience cloud. There are a lot of features in there. And if you come on board, we'll put you into our learning process, and you'll be basically learning Trailhead, and you'll take features out of those and create short 10, 15, 30-second, 1-minute training clips on those. So it may be on list views. It may be on adding a filter onto a Salesforce report. It may be how web lead works. Just these small feature videos, we use those to educate our clients. And when our clients have those needs to say, yeah, I do want to turn on this feature, maybe a Kanban view and an opportunity, we would use you for those projects. But for right now, we would like for you to come on and do these feature videos. As I mentioned to you, our company is listed on Upwork. We get 2 to 3 people a week reaching out to us on Upwork asking for help. Because I'm busy running the company and our experienced people on projects, we cannot reach out to those people. So we would like to have you come on, affiliate yourself with us, and then you could reach out. I'm sorry for my notifications going. And you would just engage those people, answer questions, work with them. And as these clients need help, you would be working on those projects. The vast majority of these projects are going to be with either micro or small business or like SMB clients. Micro meaning 1 to 10 Salesforce users, or SMB clients 11 to 30. You would never work alone. You would always work overseen by either me or a more senior person on the team. It's a great place to learn. So if you come on, you would be learning. This would be the primary thing you would do in this role. Again, helping people, reviewing features and doing feature videos, answering proposals on Upwork forums or any other platform, and then working with our small business and SMB clients. As you learn and do more, we'll have you do more at the company. This is just a good place to start. So I can answer questions about that later. I just wanted you to see this is what the primary role would be. The second part of this is most of this is going to be 1 to 5 hours a week. So if you're doing this and a client reaches out, the average small business client is maybe 3 to 5 hours a week, maybe up to 10. You can work on one client. Many of you could be working a full-time job or doing other things. We're not going to stop you there. If you have more availability and you're doing, I have some more time, great. We'll use you to do more. So high likelihood, though, you work on one project, maybe 2. So if the average project's 3 to 10 hours, you're going to work on 2 projects, 6 to 15 hours. And if you keep going, maybe we put you on a 3rd project, maybe put you on a 4th project. You could be building your work with us, or you build enough expertise where you say, Dorian, I'm at 15 hours a week, but this company wants to interview me for this full-time job. Like, great. Go take the interview, use us as a reference, do it, right? And so many of our clients, or many of the people that have came here have done that, but several people have said, I like the flexibility, I like that, and they have stayed working with us. So I just want you to know there's really 2 paths here. One, you start, you come on, you learn, you do these things, and either you're going to get enough information and learning to get a full-time job or another opportunity at another place, or you're going to continue working and stay here and kind of grow your career. So, and there's no hard feelings if you get a full-time job and get some other things. That is the goal, right? If a company they come to you and says, we're going to pay you $250,000 a year to work part-time and be our Salesforce admin, you better go take that job, right? But if not, and you want to stay here, then that's fine. But if a company's going to make you a great deal and it's a good opportunity for your family and you came and you started your career with us, to move along, right? That's what this role is for. So I just wanted to mention that. So let's talk about pay. So our pay is really unique in the fact of how we pay is based on your experience and certification. So people come to us in all different areas. They come to us with no cert and no experience, and a lot of certs and a lot of experience. So one of our newer people on the team, Kevin, he's an architect with us, and he actually started with me 5 years ago with one cert, an admin cert, and he was a developer with no experience. He started at $20 an hour. Now, over the last 5 years, he's picked up enough certs to become an architect, which is not on this list. But just to let you know, if you came and said, Dorian, I have experience with Salesforce, but I'm not an admin. I've worked in sales, I worked in marketing, I worked in support, but I want to learn, we would start you at $15 an hour. Now, we would give you enough guided trails and say, when you get your associate cert, we're going to pay you 17, or you're going to get a raise. And then if you get your admin cert, we're going to give you $20 an hour. And then for every associate cert, admin associate, AI associate, other associate, you're getting a raise of $2 per. If you get a cloud cert, like Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, Marketing Cloud, those are $4 an hour more. And if you got Platform App Builder Advanced Admin, those are $3 an hour more. So what this ends up turning out to, and I'm going to come back, is you control your pay. You can come on board with us and say, I'm an admin with no experience. You start working. We put you on these small business projects. These clients that are really small, they don't have a big budget. They may pay us $25 or $30 an hour. We're going to give you $20. Not a lot of money in it for us. But if you train and stay with us, we'll move you on to, larger projects. We can make more money. You can make more money. But if not, you're just going to stay, do feature videos for us, help small businesses, and that's fine. So of the people I mentioned to you, we've had over 100 people do this and move along. We've had other people start with this and then stay. Now, so I know there's going to be some questions about this. So, but if you have like a business analyst cert or other things, they would probably fall under this. Let's say if I go business analyst cert, I didn't add that on the list, but that's what you would have here. So if you had an admin and maybe an analyst cert, you start at like 23, right? So these are the kind of dollars that we would have here. Now, if you are a developer, we're moving along a little differently. That means you're probably not at the junior level. Now, very rarely do we have somebody that is a developer with no experience. So we have to kind of talk through that. But most developer certs are paying an extra $5 or $10 per hour. So we have to talk about that. We recently had somebody interview with us. They had architect level certifications, but no experience, which is very odd, right? So, but they needed to gain experience. So we started them at $20 an hour, and every quarter we moved them up by $5 or $10 as they gained experience. So as they did that, they were able to kind of get pay raises, but we can't have an architect with no experience working with clients. So I'm going to pause there for just a second because I see questions in the Q&A, and I'm going to come back and just take a peek at those to make sure. Okay, I see the business analyst, developer 1 and 2. I think I just answered that. What if you have a total of 11 certs? So if you have a total of 11 certs, you're not a junior level admin, your comp is probably not on this sheet. So if you have 11 certs, you're probably more of a senior level experienced admin, and we should talk about your role here. But if you have a lot of certs and no experience, you technically would be junior level as we build that level of expertise. But if you have a lot of certs, we have obviously other roles for you to come on board and do other things on our higher level projects. So we'll talk about that. So what about resources who have 15 years of client enterprise experience working as an architect with 17 certs, engagement manager, right? So I see there's an anonymous there. Again, you're not junior level. We talk about the value you bring. And again, this is just for our junior level people. You're probably not on this scale. So, and somebody says, is it necessary to have an Upwork account? No, we'll come back to that. So I just wanted to answer questions about certs, but I just, again, wanted to talk about just in general, this is a junior level compensation guide. If you have more certs, experience, other things, we'll talk about your role here, but I just wanted to get that out of the way. So So let's talk about if you are interested in what this looks like. So you would come on board with us as a contractor. It's the fastest way to have us come on and work with you. You don't have to do a background check. You don't have to register you with the state. We don't have to do a lot of unemployment insurance. We literally can get you started in under 1 week. We use a platform called Gusto, which is, it's almost like an onboarding platform, and we run payroll through there, we pay through there. You can onboard. You would complete a non-disclosure agreement, which says you will not release any of our client data or our company data to the public, so you would not disclose it, anything that's not public for us or any of our clients, and you would keep a confidentiality agreement of anywhere our clients work and how they work, as well as us internally. You would have to sign those two things to begin working, and then after you do that, you enter in your payment details, which is your bank account details. We don't pay via check. We pay via ACH. We pay weekly, WEEKLEY, not WEAKLEY. So we pay everybody every week. So after you put that data in there and your payment details, we get an email that says this person's ready to be onboarded. And then the next thing we do is we, at Salesforce Partners, we have a partner portal that actually gets you access to special training, what's called the Partner Learning Camp. It's a different level of learning around partners. So we register you, and then you get to actually affiliate yourself with us as a partner. And that takes a couple days to do. It's a little clunky. It has been easier. So, but we get you into there. And then we schedule an onboarding call. We actually create a Kanban board. If you're familiar with the phrase Kanban, I'll just show you over here. So in our Kanban board, is we create one of these for each person. So if you can see this one, so we have a Robert Kanban. Let's say we have a Kanban board here. This is onboarding. So we would actually create a board like this. This is schedule a weekly check-in, how our Kanbans work, setting up Calendly. So you would actually do this working with us. These are the beginner Salesforce trails. This is learning Slack, and notice the clouds that almost every client we work in: sales, experience, service, nonprofit, data, AI, check-ins and notes, other things, marketing, accreditation. So as you continue to work with us, the goal would be that you would learn these things. And as you learn them, your pay would naturally increase. So the goal is to have you actually earn, learn, and then have a guided system to do this regularly. You and me and our HR person, Irene, is on, and actually Augustina has access to this board. So we'd monitor progress along the way here. And just so you would know, this is how this works. You would take this, you would actually do the work. Great, I understand how this works. I see there's a link in there. You mark it as being done. And then we can go back and monitor what's done and what's left to do. One of them is just a screenshot, your trailhead, right? So now let me be clear. You are not paid to learn. You are paid for what you learn. So if you spend 15 hours doing one task, we're not going to pay you 15 hours to learn how to do trailheads. But we will pay you when you complete the work, because you have a demonstrated ability, and that should show up in the work you do, and it should show up in your accreditations or certification. Now, what we typically do here is if you get started and work, we kind of put together small groups or study groups to say, let's start everybody here and let's move along. That way, you know, one, you can work with your teammates. I'm blocked on this trail. I can't get it done. I don't really know how to do this. And you can work with your teammates and again, other people to do this. The second part of it is I will pop in, or experienced people on our team. So you would say, I see this as a topic, but I don't understand it. Why is this important? Why do clients want to use this feature? Is there an application of this? And then we can educate you. Yes, this was, the issue that occurred. This is the feature that came out of it. This is why it's important for you to learn. And you would say, great. You'll get really real world application around all of this work. And so it's really good training wise. And again, in our 450 clients, we've seen a lot. We can give you insight into that. So, so after you do onboarding, that's the Kanban board. We would actually register you into Upwork. So again, we attach you on our agency. We would do that. We'd start training, and then we'd start you working on these open tasks to say, here's the tasks we want you to start working on and learning and doing. And then let's talk about you coming on board and kind of helping us out, not only with the feature videos, the outreach, and then any clients that we may have. So I know that's a lot, and I'm speaking really, really quickly. So I'm going to stop and just look at questions in the board here. And I know you all are muted, so I'm going to go backward in here and just read these out loud. Again, I'm going to hang around, but this is just kind of the overall framework. And if you're saying, Dorian, this is really interesting to me, I'll talk through the next steps. But if you're thinking, thank you, what you shared here is not really important. But if you are interested, taking the next steps and getting started, there's an email address here. So I'm going to start answering the questions in order as they're posted. So one, what about having an admin cert? I think I mentioned that to you, Dev 1, Dev 2. Somebody's got enterprise experience. What about if I have 3 certs with an experience of admin, like 6 months? So great question. So if you have 3 certs and experience, notice the compensation program has things like certification and the amount of project hours. Now, I didn't cover this, but this is important because this speaks to your experience. So again, people come to us with no experience. Because you work on multiple projects, as you work, you're more valuable to us, or just more valuable in the marketplace. So I mentioned to you the gentleman, Kevin. Kevin has worked with probably 25 clients since he's been here in the last 6 months. He's been in 25 orgs. Many of you have not been in 25 orgs. Many people that have worked in a Salesforce work for one client. We haven't seen a lot. When I was a full-time admin, one of the clients I worked with had products and price books. The other 2 did not. So I didn't have experience until I started to freelance and do things on my own with products, price books, quotes, different advanced reporting things, service cloud, marketing cloud. I didn't touch those other things until I started to work on my own and own the company. So there's a high likelihood you can come on and learn those things. And if you have 500 hours, you're probably working in 5 or 6 different clients, we should give you a raise there. If you have 1,000 project hours, we'll give you another raise. 2,000 project hours, we'll give you another raise. But if you come to us and say, I've worked for 6 months in another area, we try to equate that to project hours and pay you accordingly. Now, again, this is just where you start. This is not where you finish. This is just where you're starting. So even if you started on the low end, there's a high likelihood you can say, I can earn my way up, which is the goal, right? So I'll just kind of say this, and then I'm going to go back to the Q&A, is the average Salesforce admin makes, I think, $85,000. That's the median average on Trailhead. The median Salesforce admin pay is $88,000 a year. Let me see if I can actually find this for you, just to be true. And I don't want to misquote numbers, so let's see. Give it a second. Hang with me. I'll find the number in just a minute. Okay, yes, I'm wrong. Okay, so it's 80, okay, so it's about 86,000, right? But that equates to somewhere around $40 an hour. The average Salesforce admin has 3 years worth of experience. And I'm sorry, I may have to log in here and do this, but again, I don't want to. So the average person is $86,000 a year. They have 3 years worth of experience and 3 certs. So if you take 3 years worth of experience and 3 to 4 certifications, you'd probably be right at $40 an hour based on this scale. As a matter of fact, everybody that's worked with us at our company longer than 3 years, they make $40 or more, right? Many of them in the 50 or 55 number, right? So just so you would know, based on that, that's kind of what happened. So let's say something like Upwork account, no. Have an associate admin would be choice. Right, to having an associate and admin, so these things don't layer on top of each other. If you have an associate at 17, if you have an admin, you're 20. Technically, the associate is below admin, so you would just start at 20. So is it possibly moving to W-2? Yeah. So if you're working with us more than 25 to 30 hours a week, we have to talk about moving you to W-2, because as a contractor, there gets kind of in the gray area. So you would be, you actually have an option. Many people come to us and say, hey, my wife has benefits or my husband has benefits. I don't really need to move to W-2 and benefits, but I would be interested in moving to salary. How does that look? And we have those options. But again, we start as a contractor. As you build enough hours, we talk about, does it make sense for you to move? Would you like to move? And kind of how that works. Is this remote or hybrid? All remote. Everybody works from home. Do not come to my office. You would be disappointed. There'd be a lot of snacks, treats, coffee, protein powder, and this would not be fun for you. We do like to meet at different events. So if you're around the West Coast, I say, hey, let's meet at Dreamforce and meet at like, a community event or like a world tour. So we get together there. I may pay for your hotel room and we may split it or, or go for dinner, those kind of things. So I like to travel around and meet you at an, event. But for all intents and purposes, you're working from home. That's one of the nice things. I really just care that you get the work done. I really care when. So as long as you are coordinating with our clients, working with our team members, and doing a great job, you want to take your son or daughter to daycare or to a basketball game, or you like to work out in the morning, or knock off on a Friday afternoon. I really don't care, as long as you get the work done. I do care if you're late to meeting, not showing up, can't hit deadlines, and then you're not working. I'm gonna say, great. I don't know what you're doing, but this is a problem. So you have to have the maturity to work from home. I always wanted to work at a company like that. So everybody that works well. I know that sounds really good on a call like this, but I'm going to be on you to say, as long as you get your work done, I don't really care when you do it. Right? Now, we've had people come to work with us that are like night owls. They want to work between 2 and 8 in the morning. That's great, unless you need to coordinate with other people on the team and they're not up between 2 and 8 in the morning. So if you need to coordinate your efforts with other team members, you've got to watch that schedule. Or if you have a client call, clients are going to want you to meet during business hours. So for all intents and purposes, you're going to want to work during business hours or really coordinate with our team. And if you're not available or can't do work then, it's going to be tough. But we have a lot of flexibility here. And, we use Slack, we use Kanban. So there's a lot of tools to help everybody work asynchronously. So I have 3 certs. Actually, I'm based in Canada. I'm willing to start right now. Oh, well, that's cool. 3 certs in Canada. Canada, eh? As my friends in Canada say, that's pretty cool. So awesome. Is the position open for candidates in Canada? Yep. How long will it take your team to verify the credentials of people who have applied? So we actually do that during onboarding. When you register in the partner portal gives us the way for you to actually verify your search with us, and that happens during onboarding. The other thing you can do is you can just send us a link to your Trailhead. Your Trailhead account has your cred linked to it, so that's fine. So how long would it take for your team to verify that? I maybe missed this part. How many employees does the company have? I think we're close to 15 now. That's count. So that's where we're at. So, are you using certifications for Salesforce partner tier ranking purposes? No, that actually used to be a big deal, that Salesforce partners used to use certifications based on that. One of the reasons why we use it is based on, 1, your compensation. 2, we have to know where to slate you. If you're working on any clients, the first question our clients ask is who is working on the project and what expertise do they have? And the best way for us to demonstrate that is your cert. So if you come to us and say, I have no certification, our clients are going to say, why would you have this person working on this project, right? What is their expertise? And we can't, your college degree doesn't matter. Your resume doesn't matter. Your certification and Trailhead profile does. And so when we talk to clients, we tell them, Irene is working on this. This is what happens. And, this is kind of, where we go. The second part of that is Salesforce does actually look at certification, but that's not the only ranking. One of the rankings that they will ask us for now is that certifications would be one. The second part of have we completed enough successful projects on a cloud? That's actually even more beyond the search. So we can have a bunch of people on our team with Sales Cloud search. If we have not worked with any Sales Cloud client, we're not scored quite as high. So that becomes a bigger reason. It used to be the only reason why partners wanted your search, so they can rank higher, but there was a game that partners were playing with that. Now it's not exactly true. So they do matter, but not as high. So when it comes to hiring, how long does the selection process take? It's really onboarding. We're not selecting you to say, are you good or are you bad? If you want to come on and do this, we have enough space to do this across the board. So when it says you're ready to get started, you're going to email this person and say, hey, I'm ready to get going, and we will start the onboarding. When are you looking to bring people on? Great question. So everybody knows there's a thing called Dreamforce that happens in October, and Salesforce does about 30% of their business between Dreamforce, end of Dreamforce, and January 31st. So there's a lot of projects and a lot of clients that Salesforce is talking to. Because of that, we are going to get busy. We're actually starting to get busy right now. Our team is close to maximum hours right now. So if we pick up more work, it's going to be difficult for us to handle that. Matter of fact, previous to this call, our experienced people were like, Dorian, I couldn't get to this call because I had something else going on. That just tells me they just got really, really busy, right? So there you go. Let me exit out of that. So to answer your question, what are you looking to bring people on? We're going to start this within the next couple of weeks. We know there's Thanksgiving in there, but I would love to have everybody onboarded and starting the process within the next week or two, right? So which means if you say yes, I chat with Irene, we start to coordinate this, and we want to start getting people on and in our systems in the next week or two, starting first week of December. We definitely want to have you on and earning and working with us through end of the year, starting through January. I love the uh, effects. So that's really, really cool in there. So since we're contractors, can we start part-time and work up to full-time? Yes, that's actually how you would start. You would start as a contractor, part-time, small amount of hours, and as you are able to take on more work, we would actually give you more work. And again, I'll say it again. Some of you will pick up enough work and experience where you will get offered a full-time job away from Devcon partners, and that's fine. So if you work with us, 4 or 5 clients, 15, 20 hours, gain experience, and then somebody comes and says, hey, Dorian, this person wants to interview me, take the interview. Go interview with people, use us as a reference, ask me for advice. You're not going to offend me here, right? This is why people come here. However, if you want to continue working here and build up to more full-time and do other things, what I share with you with the compensation is really where junior level admins become more middle tier, that $40, $45 an hour number, and then it kind of goes up. So somebody has an Upwork account before coming on board. If you do, we just affiliate you with our agency Upwork account. And I'll just mention that. So I'll go to Upwork. Give me a second. So let's see if I can find. Okay. So on our agency, as you can see, we have a very high success score. Right? We've earned a lot. We've done a lot of hours and really a lot of jobs since we've been on here. So if you're on Upwork, what we want to do is make sure that when you're affiliated with us as an agency, you have a quality standard, right? This is us online on Upwork. So we affiliate you as an agency member. You can tell we've worked on projects and done some other things. You can see everybody that's here that has worked with us over time. And there's a lot of people here, right? So what we want to do is if you have a profile, we have a way that we build the profile, you match our branding, we do some things there. And as you engage people, we have a quality standard of how we do that that keeps this number very high. Because of this, anytime somebody lifts a job on Upwork, Upwork shows them our agency and our agency profile. So because of that, we want to make sure that when you are basically representing us on Upwork, you do that at a very high standard, right? As you can see, this is us on Upwork, and you'd be affiliated with us, which kind of gets a lot of attention. So, Upwork accounts for coming on board. I have an admin platform at Builder Associate. I think I mentioned that. Will this be applicable to me, and how much would I like to be paid? We'll talk about that, but we'll take your search and your experience, plot it on this graph, and then come with a number that you would start with. Again, this is just where you start, not where you finish. So what are the next steps? Email Irene. Yes, email Irene. Is the dollar listed in American dollars? Yes, these are all in American dollars. So yeah, Irene's email is in the chat, but it's also at the end of the slide. And this call is actually being recorded. So when we hang up, you'll see this recording, but it's Irene at developmentconsultingpartners.com. You'll see that. These are in American dollars. Can you put up the slide of whom to reach out to? We're interested. Here you go. Irene at development. I have a total of 7 service 6 months of experience. Can I apply as well? Yes, actually you can. But again, you're knocking on the door of something beyond junior level. So we want to talk about, make sure this is a good fit. Now, again, we have roles for other people with more experience. But I want to make sure that you're paid appropriately and you're coming here for the right reason. We don't want to underpay you, but we do want to make sure that you come here and you like it, right? So we already have an all-star ranger at Trailhead to use our existing profiles. Yes, we do. I have a lot of certifications, but a little bit of hands-on. That's fine. A lot of certs, a little bit of hands-on. We find a way to match those two things together, right? So, and congrats on your certification. Those aren't things to be um, embarrassed about. You worked hard for those certs. So let's get you appropriate pay for those certifications now. so, so let's do that. How do we register for next steps? That would just be an email over to Irene. I have 3 certs, more questions about that. App builder and adult with 2 years of experience as admin. How much will I get paid? I think I answered some of that. A year's worth of experience and no certs. Years worth of experience and no certs. That's the challenge. A year's worth of experience and no certs, you'd be like I was. I had 5 years worth of experience, 10 years worth of experience and no certs. We start you on a low number, but we would give you a plan to move you up, right? Because if you have experience, that's great, but you don't have any certs, which means we have to get you some knowledge in there, which is, again, which is fine. That's why people come here. Is experience only count if I was paid, clicked or any other internship? No, I wouldn't say that, but I would ask you what you've done. Have you done user management, security, data management, automation, field objects? So if you can't answer some of those questions, then we start you here and then we get you that knowledge and then we talk about, hey, what would you have to do to get a pay raise along the way? Almost everybody that comes here has some level of knowledge and no experience, or some level of experience and no demonstrated knowledge. That's why you're here. So, willing to learn and grow. 6 years of cert. Not a good question. What's the start of contract works? What's the next step? Great. You're going to email Irene. Are you open for candidates anywhere around the world, or you have a list of countries you're looking in? Most of our clients, and not all of our clients, are U.S. based. So if you're not in the U.S., we'll talk about that as well, because most of our clients are on a U.S. schedule. We have been getting international, what's the word, interest, but we want to be very cautious that we have to support those clients appropriately. It's very nice to be able to want to like pick up clients in Europe and Asia and Africa and all those places. But remember, those clients expect somebody to work on their time zone, to speak their language, to know their culture, and to do a good job. So if we can't do that effectively, we're not going to pick up those clients. We're going to refer them. So if you're open, we have had people work, you know, that were U.S. based here and travel the world and travel, right? We have somebody work with us as a dev. He worked with us for 18 months. He lived in Mexico, and he was on a cruise ship, and he traveled through Canada. He had a lot of fun. But he always worked a U.S. time zone, which is great. He said, Dorian, I'm always working East Coast time. We would say, hey, next month I'm working West Coast time. Okay, great. As long as you're on a U.S. time zone, then you're good. And that is acceptable for us. As long as you're working on a U.S. time zone. If you're not working on a U.S. time zone, then that's tough. So, Central time zone, what are usually working hours, business hours. So I am on Central time in the western burbs of Chicago, which means I work all the time. I work early for our U.S., for our East Coast clients and late for our West Coast clients. The benchmark or ideal candidate skills are looking for. Number one skill for a junior level admin is ability to learn and ambition. If you're willing to learn, we can teach you anything. But if you haven't learned anything or not willing to learn, this is going to be a difficult role. And you've got to have some what's called executive function. You got to be able to manage yourself. I'm going to give you a task, but I'm not going to check in on you every day. I want to say, here's a task. We have a meeting on Thursday. Give me an update in Slack if you have any issues. But when I see you on Thursday, I expect to have an update. Don't come back to me on Thursday and go, I couldn't figure it out. And you didn't tell me about it for the last 3 days? Well, that's a problem, right? So let me help you understand. When I give you a task, I don't care what you do between now and next week, do the task. If you have an issue, reach out to me ASAP. Reach out to a person on the team. Ask for help. But it's not acceptable to be blocked and not reach out. So number one skill, ambition. Can you learn something? Are you willing to learn? And then 2, executive function. Can you self-manage? Because remember, everybody's working from home. Whatever you do in your daily schedule is your business. But we just give you work to do. And the more you can do those things, the more work we're going to give you. Dorian, I'm ready to start. I think I answered that. Next step, which is great. Next step, also my fifth smiley. Salesforce volunteer experience count. It does. Yeah, because if you volunteer, that's time spent. But I'm going to ask you, What did you do? What cloud, did you touch? What kind of things did you do? And if you can't answer that, or if you really didn't do a lot, I'm going to slot you low on that, on the scale. Uh, who do I contact? I think I mentioned that. That would be Irene. I'm going to put her. I keep having the compensation slide up there because there's a lot of compensation questions. I'm ready. How was the working hours distributed and assigned? Do you sponsor a certification? We do have certification vouchers as a partner. So I think we have a couple right now. And Salesforce has a big push on AI and data cloud. So if you come on, let's get you learning. And then depending on your learning journey, let's get you into one of those things to get you some certs and get you paid. But how is non-Salesforce experience taken into consideration for comp? Great question. So I had sales and sales operations experience, but no cert. So the number one question I would ask you is, how does what you know, how does your knowledge translate to value for our clients? Sometimes you need some help with that. So I was a sales rep, sales manager. So I can translate my experience to say, I can help a sales manager run reports, train salespeople, do territory management. That has value. In my very first job I got with no certification, I was paid $17 an hour. Now, within 6 months, I got a raise to $25 an hour, and then I got a cert. And then my next job was $27 an hour, something around there. But I started, and I was able to demonstrate my knowledge. I said, look, if you give me a chance, pay me a low number, I can help you sell more. If I help you sell more, give me a raise. Within 6 months, they did. And I had a cert, right? So that's how that works. So if you come to us and say, I have sales experience, sales ops experience, that's great. Marketing is the same way. You may not have a marketing cloud cert, but you know how to craft emails, do content, help with social media, know items on the platform. That's great. That's another area. You may know how to code previous to coming to us. So maybe you have a development background. You know database. You work with Azure, or maybe work with S3 and Amazon. You don't have a Salesforce cert, but you have dev skills. Those are areas that we can try to figure out how to gain, because again, you have value. Let's see if we can take that value and move into Salesforce. So we've had people come to us. There literally a gentleman last year came to us for 20 years as a developer, system administrator, just learned Salesforce. I said, we'll start you at 15. By the time he left, he was at 37. So, and that took about 18 months. So notice his rise of what happened there. It was just helping him learn the platform and what his skills translated over. He said, hey, I'm willing to come in and work at no charge. And I said, well, we pay people here. We don't have you work for free. So that's how that works. And ultimately, also would be interested, how would I refer them? Tell them to email Irene, and we're sending a copy of this link and see if they're interested. Do you have a higher position available? Yes. We have, so remember, what we're talking about here is this junior level admin role of what happens here. We do have senior level work, architects, business analysts, project managers. Those pay more. They start, well, I'm going to assume you have expertise, though, in Salesforce to bring that level up. Because you can't be a senior level business analyst and not know anything with Salesforce. Our senior BA has 5 certs. He makes more. He makes more than what I'm showing here. I'm just going to say that. He's been with me for 4 years. He was an admin for 2 years before moving into a BA project management role. And that is a good deal on his income. And so we actually have a developer who's come to us. We're getting ready to bring on. She has 6 certs. She has a Dev1 certification. She's not starting at $40 an hour. She's starting at 55, right? But she has 4 years with a Salesforce experience. So those are, again, what happens, those are more senior level. So how long does it typically take to be a full-time employee? That really depends on you. Most of the people come to us are working part-time and growing, but if you have bandwidth and ambition, you can move up. So there we go. Somebody's actually winning something here in a happy dance. So that's nice and satisfying. So you get a nice little ring. Do you only get paid when working on a project, or do you get paid for doing the tasks and videos, etc.? The feature videos, yes, because you're doing the work. Learning, no. And if you're working on any project tasks, yes, because we're building clients. So this work is going to be, obviously, we don't want you to come here and not be paid for work. We want to get you paid experience that way you can put on your resume and say, Devcon partners paid me to do these things. That is the goal. And the ultimate goal is if all of you are busy and you all have 30 hours a week working with clients, that would be the ultimate goal. Somebody said, is it possible to start off with 5 hours a week? It's possible to start with a few hours up to 5, all depending, right? Can I refer somebody? Yes. We will need to have our own equipment, correct? Yes, your own laptop, your own items. We actually pay for your Google Workspace, your Kanban board, your Quidlo, all of that. Yeah. Do we do the bulk of our work over the weekend, or we can handle the bulk of hours on the weekend? You can, yes. Now the challenge with that is if you need to collaborate with our team members and they work during the week, your challenge is going to be, if I give you a task, Paul, and you have a question about it, don't reach out to me Saturday morning while I'm at the gym, right? You're going to say, great, I'll be able to help. So we do have people that work on the weekend. I work every weekend because I'm the owner. So I work Saturdays, I work Sundays. I don't ask our team members to work on the weekend, though, unless they have expressly said I am okay with that. The vast majority of our team members are here because they value the work and they want the flexibility and they want time with their family. So if you're coming here and say, yeah, I want to do the work on the weekend, that's fine. And to be honest with you, every now and then a client will ask you, and you will do some work on the weekend. That's just the nature of our work. Somebody will break something, you have to do a little bit. But the goal is not to be able to make that a constant where you're working every waking hour, especially nights and weekends. That is not fun. I have platform dev 1 and no admin cert and no experience. Where do I start? 20. Can I do the bulk of our work over the weekend to handle? That's you. I'm looking for a side gig. I'm being able to see if it's ready for you. How do I fit in? You can come in and work with us as a side gig, which is what a lot of people do. If you're working full time and want to pick up some extra work here, that's great. Now, if we have people that are looking to reach you and you're available, absolutely. Will we have access to sandboxes, DevOps tools? If so, which one? You will have access to sandboxes because we're working with clients. So if you're working with any clients have those tools, but we have those tools on behalf of the clients, like GearSet, Skyvia. We have tools that do all this work. Yes. However, we are working in our client's org. So we're asking you to do something. You're working in a sandbox, usually a sandbox environment. Somebody senior level is looking at your work and overseeing it as we grow. How do the jobs and projects, how are the jobs and projects allocated to us? They're allocated based on your availability and your knowledge. So I can't give you a dev skill if I took a dev job if you don't have dev experience. And if you're not willing to work. So I would say as we start, we're being a flat channel. I'll say, hey, I have a project looking for somebody to build out 10 reports, put them on the dashboard. I'll post it in there. Somebody's looking, or we'll have kind of regular meetings after kind of look at the format of this. But we'll probably put together regular meetings where I'll say, hey, this job is coming up, this is happening. Anybody have availability to work on this? And 3 people may raise their hand and say yes, and then I'll split the work up. Or if you say, I can do this work, somebody said, I've never done that before, you can do it, then great. So can we only work on projects not on the video? Can we choose? You can, yeah. Can we break up the task? I think that's the answer that you had there. What is your LinkedIn policy in terms of sharing our experience and also for branding? Cannot share client projects on there because we have a non-disclosure and confidentiality. So no screenshots of clients, no screenshots of us internally working. But you can say, had a pretty interesting project where a client asked me to build a report of their sales funnel. Pretty cool. So we have to speak in generalities because our clients we have agreements for, and that's part of you coming on board. You would find that. Now, when you come on board with us as junior level admin, feel free to say you work at Devcon Partners, you're junior level admin, and you do that. And I can give you some tips on how to do that. You look at my LinkedIn profile, I post and I do some of that. So, will you be sharing the slide deck? Probably not. I will share the recording though. How do we indicate our availability? You would email Irene. And as you get started, we talk about your availability and your effort. So I filmed this call, there was over 100 people. So all of you are going to say I'm available and we start the onboarding. Several of you are not going to complete the onboarding because you won't, maximize your time and get it all done. And then the people that do, some are going to drop off and say, I got busy, it's the holidays. That's fine too. And I would imagine we'll have 10, 15, 20 people ready to take on work. And as we do that, many of you that come on and work with us, you're going to get jobs or you're going to work here. That's just how that works. Salesforce is in very high demand. And if anybody sees you working or doing any work, you're going to be hired either full-time here or somewhere else, right? So I will tell you, if you come on and work with us in any kind of way, whether part-time, small hours, and it's on LinkedIn, recruiters are going to reach out to you. We're going to use you. You're going to get some kind of a role. Or you're going to be so busy working here and like it here, you're going to stay here. That's how that works. So I think that's it for questions. Let me go on. I think I've answered. Do we need to include any specific in the email to Irene? Say hello. Say you're ready to get started with work, and then we will start the onboarding. That's how that will go.
I have added my email to the chat box. I'm getting that I added it out there. That's work. I have already that email.
Yeah, so she said she's already got some emails, which is great. Good. Anything else? I'm hanging around because I want to respect everybody's time and make sure I answer any questions. But I will hang. If you have questions, I will hang around and answer them. Let's see if I can move with it. Hold on. I didn't go through all the way. Let me just make sure I scroll down. Brianna, do we include? Okay, I've already emailed Irene. Great. How many hours of onboarding? Onboarding is really just, we say I'm not sure we say how many hours of onboarding. Onboarding is like getting you into our system. That usually takes a couple hours of getting you into Gusto. You need to review the document, pictures, stuff in there. That's probably 1 or 2 hours in the Salesforce Partner Portal. And then the onboarding and training, what I showed you here, it's several hours because it's built in for you to get your cert in Sales Cloud, Experience Cloud, Service Cloud. This could be ongoing. So what many of our people do is they come on, they get this done within a couple of months, and then it takes you, really every cloud is like 90 days to 4 months. So if you're learning Sales Cloud from the beginning, the Sales Cloud prep is like 30 hours. So if you did an hour a day for a month and a half, which would say if you did an hour a day every day with weekends, you'd be ready to take that cert. But our goal would be to get you Sales Cloud experience while you're learning, and then you can pass it because it's relative. So if you did that, you could basically do a cert through the Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, Marketing. Marketing's a little more advanced because it's a little more there. Platform App Builder, Advanced Admin. That's how people end up getting certs. And I would ask you probably want to be able to get those certs probably 2 a year. So, get your admin, start working, and then get your second cert within, second and third cert within a year. And that's going to set you up. Either Advanced Admin, Platform App Builder, and one of the clouds. Half of Salesforce's clients use Sales and Service Cloud. So if you have a Sales and Service Cloud cert, you can work for half of Salesforce's clients. If you have any other cloud like Field Service and CPQ or Health Cloud, those are a little bit more advanced. But I will tell you, you have a less likelihood of getting a job because all of the other clouds Salesforce have works off of those two to start, Sales and Service. So 80% of our clients, Sales and Service. So if you come on board and say, I have a cert and I have experience, I'm going to ask you in reference to what cloud, tell me what you've done in Sales Cloud, tell me what you've done in Service Cloud. It's the fastest way I can get you work. But if you don't have experience there or no certs, then we got to start you over. An opportunity for somebody with certs and 3 years with experience, I think I mentioned that. You can work from Nigeria? Yes, you can, but you need to work a US time zone. That is important. To include our resume in the email to Irene, yes, but I'm less concerned about who you have been, more concerned about who you're going to be. So some people have great resumes. My resume was terrible. So if your resume was like mine and it was terrible, you had a bunch of sales experience and marketing experience, but nothing in IT or software support, that doesn't matter. Can you learn? Do you have a good attitude? Can you work with a team? That's great. And I'm not saying your resume doesn't matter, but I will tell you what you've done previously Yeah, we work in sales or sales ops, marketing ops, dev or DevOps, AI, database. If you haven't, your resume becomes less important. What's more important is the kind of learning who you will be. That's why everybody's hiring you. And that's why you're willing to come here. If you're willing to come here and learn and improve, I'm less concerned about what you've done in your past life and more concerned about what you're going to be. So I don't want to make that come across the wrong way, but many of you are really awesome people, maybe worked at a company, maybe got fired or laid off for the wrong reason, and your resume has some gaps in it. Personally, I really don't care. What I care about is what you're going to be, and I'm betting on your future. So, can we create an account on Upwork? You can, but don't do anything on there yet because there's some special things we need to do to get you affiliated. Thank you for the thank you. Much information. Is there an opportunity to start as a junior level admin, possibly transition to a junior dev? Yeah, because you can start as a junior admin, but if you have dev skills and want to go down that road, there's another roadmap around your career that we have to talk through. So I didn't share this, but I will here. And I apologize I didn't get to this, but many of you are talking about search and really, your career. So this is not a public facing page, but I'll just give you an idea of like a career map along the way. So notice here, if you want to start, give me a second, to notice some of the learning and guided trails that we would put you through. Many of you have never seen these because they're in the partner portal, in the partner learning camp. This is a process automation cert. This is not just flows, this is process automation in general. As a partner, you have to have a different level of learning. And there's Omni Studio. These are accredited, accreditations. Notice there's a process automation, there's maps, there is security and privacy. There are over, if you look, there's almost 50 plus accreditations in here in a learning journey with what you can get. So part of what you would do is you would combination of your cert plus accreditation. So yes, I know Sales Cloud, and I also have a background in, let's say process automation. So notice you can layer platform skills on top of cloud skills, right? Which is really cool. So notice what's here. This is a technical learning journey of 20 hours. All of these are your accreditation. What you will learn with multi-factor authentication, Salesforce Shield, data map. This is just privacy and security. This is 20 hours, but if you took through this 20-hour learning journey in 1 month and passed it, you would get an additional an additional $3 an hour rate, right? This is a whole suite of security and privacy. I know this is a small screen, but let me blow this up a little bit for you so you can see it. Now, on the other end, here's another one. When we talk about a dev, this is the JavaScript developer track. So many of you have asked about becoming a developer. Imagine you get JavaScript Dev 1, Lightning Web Components, Dev 1 exam, JavaScript Dev, right? This is you going down this learning track, Platform Dev 1, Platform Dev 2. This is pretty cool, but you would get pay raises along the way. There's 90 hours worth of prep time. You could do this in 90 days, 1 hour a day, 90 days, right? This is how devs become advanced devs. This is the difference between a developer in our company making $60 an hour or a developer making $90 an hour. Are you a Dev 1? Are you a platform app builder, platform Dev 1, platform Dev 2, with all these things? This is a big deal. So this is just, again, learning journeys along the way of what you could do, how you could learn. CRM analytics, AI, data cloud, right? This is marketing cloud. So notice these are different things that I know we're not talking about here because it could be, a longer call. But if you're a marketing person and want to say, I want to become a marketing expert, well, great. Let's talk about what that means. You could be a marketing admin. So you can say, I'm going to learn the marketing cloud. I'll have some admin in here. I have some account engagement in here. What does this look like? You become a marketing cloud dev. This is how some people that just go deep into a level of marketing, you just say, great, I'm a marketing cloud expert. I have Salesforce cert, platform, and I have 4 marketing cloud certs. $60, $70 an hour, right? Those are big deals. Those are marketing cloud architects. There are some people that they don't go down the road of Salesforce platform, they go down the road of the cloud or getting deep domain expertise. Now there's a lot of hours in here. There's almost 100 hours, but 100 hours worth of work over 2 years to make $60, $70 an hour, it's a big deal. This is how large enterprise clients, the larger enterprise clients like we have $1 billion insurance company that sends millions of emails a month. They need a marketing cloud architect. They don't need somebody that just knows marketing cloud. They need somebody that knows how to architect business groups, business unit, compliance, international work. All marketing cloud architect is in the $100 an hour plus number. And this is why, right? So notice these are different paths though around your career that as you graduate past the junior level admin and want to do more, you've got it, right? Commerce Cloud, the same regard. B2B commerce, D2C commerce, other areas. Einstein, I know Einstein's now agent for us, which is pretty cool. But notice sales, like I was a sales expert. You can say, I'm going to learn Sales Cloud. I'm also going to go down the road of building outcomes, automated milestones, analytics. There's a lot happening there. You just be a sales expert, Sales Cloud expert, $50, $60, $70 an hour at the advanced level, right? Sales engagement, all of the sales tools around there, service is the same regard. So I know I'm speaking quickly because I don't want to go down this road. I know this call over for junior level admin, but it's a couple of you on more advanced level may want to go down this road and build deep domain expertise. Some of you want to know, after I become a junior level admin, I've been here for 6, 8, 9 months and I'm not junior level, what's next? What's next is you and I chat and say, what in your background or skill set as we go deep in one of these areas? How much money do you want to make? What kind of work do you want to do? Where do you want to go? This is it. So I'm going to come back to this slide. So you asked about is it option to start as a junior level admin and move forward to a dev. Yeah, most of our devs, like the gentleman I mentioned, he had a dev 1 cert and no admin cert. He just dev came easy to him. But so let's start you low. Let's get you some admin skills. Let's get you to learn the platform, and then we'll build you up. And he started at $20 an hour, wound up at $38, almost $40 an hour before he moved along. So last time you did respond to my email to onboarding, would I respond? Yes. I'm sorry that I did not respond to you. I probably got busy. I already emailed Irene. My main question is, do we start doing the training or are we going to get paid for training process? How does that work? You're not paid for training, but you are paid for demonstrating that training. So, and here is why. If we give you this training board to do, and it takes you 30 hours to do 4 or 5 hours worth of tasks, I can't pay you to just learn. I will pay you for demonstrating knowledge of that learning, which would mean if you come on and say, I'm going to learn about, let me think of something. I'm going to learn about, so there's a new feature in Salesforce called account plans. Like, there are a few people in our company that know about account plans. You can go on, take the trailhead about it, learn about it, do 5 or 6 feature videos for 5 or 10 hours. I will pay you the 5 or 10 hours to do the feature vid. I will not pay you to learn. So I want to be clear on that because you're not paid to learn here. You're paid to learn and demonstrate that in videos. And when we send those videos to those to our clients, hey, there's a new feature, we're going to ask you to help us. So you're going to be paid to learn, not necessarily learn those features, but learn and demonstrate what you've learned, and then possibly work with those clients on those features. So there's an opportunity there. I do want to be clear because I want to, make sure Dorian said he's going to be paid to learn. No, I'm not going to just pay you to take trailheads all day. I will pay you to take trailheads and demonstrate that knowledge to us. And we'll talk about the format of that. So those videos are going to be nothing longer than 1 or 2 minutes. They're going to be trails that shouldn't take you 10 hours to do. It should be quick videos. But again, those are going to be really, really important. And back to somebody's earlier point, we're going to turn those feature videos, share them with our clients, put them on social media, and we may tag you. Hey, you created a great video for us. you know, Rachel did this, you know, Rebecca did this, Lisa did this. But so I want to be clear on that. So let me click this out. There we go. I'm on email. Irene, do we have certs? Do we still need to do the trails? If you have certs, you don't need to do the trails to demonstrate your knowledge. However, like I have a Sales Cloud cert. I know almost everything there is to know about Sales Cloud until Salesforce launched account plans, and I had no idea what that was. So you're going to do the trails not to really for your knowledge unless you want to get there, but really for the feature vid. Hey, I want you to do a vid on Kanban. You probably know how Kanban view works in opportunities. You can retake the trail, but you can probably do the video without, you know, doing the trail. So then you're good. Yeah. But once we set our resume with Irene, when can we expect a reply? So I have a meeting with Irene weekly, and it would normally be during this time. So I'll chat with her a little bit after this. We'll talk to a plan. I would look to hear from her by early part of next week. She's going to start sending emails out. So question, you're based in Canada. Can you join? Yes. And I apologize. Somebody's asking about a project, which is great. But you notice there's like 2 or 3 people talking about the same client. Kevin is in the West Coast. Robert is in Texas. They're talking back and forth. This is, again, I know it's a little bit after hours, but this is how we work. We are always collaborating on clients. So, a background as a project manager, business analyst with no Salesforce admin cert, but willing to learn. Great. Come on and learn. We need that skill set. Awesome. So let's figure out how to get your skills applied to Salesforce and get you paid for it. Where's Irene's email address? Right here. Sorry, I actually clicked on Irene at developmentconsultingpartners.com. And Dorian, once you set our resume with Irene, when we expect to reply? Yes, in general, we'll take the transition from admin role to a consulting role. One, just to demonstrate a knowledge. Ideally, you and I would be talking on like a regular basis. You're going to see me pretty often for the first couple of months, right? And well, I should say, I mean, I'm involved with every single project with every single person at the company. So what it takes to transition is your knowledge, your expertise, and your willingness to do the work. And it's not necessarily time. It's more so your expertise. I've had people that came on board. They said they were junior level people. And I'm like, you have some pretty good skills here. Let's move you along. Let's take you to do some other things. But they didn't think they were. So it's not necessarily time. It's more your knowledge and expertise. So you get an email from us next week. Can I aim to become a, can I aim higher to become an architect? Yes, please do. Will the recording of the meeting be automatically emailed? It should, but if not, you can go back to this calendar appointment, which is right here, and you will see an email. I'll show you like a one earlier. So notice there'll be a recording that will show up. Let's see if I can find it. So notice there's a read recording, and there's a recording that shows up right here. This is a recording of the call. So you go back to the calendar and you just scroll in there, you see this document and there's going to be a recording. That's where they will appear. You should get emailed on it, but if not, it's going to appear in the calendar. So I'm not going to just email it out to a couple hundred people that will say, hey, you know, whatever. And there are some people that obviously said they were coming here and they're not, so we're saved this. So that's up there. So what if your certification expired? Go and get it again, please. So if your search expired, that's not a good look. Guy knows you got busy. You can probably relearn it again and, you know, kind of go down that road. So, yeah. Anybody else? Just have my face here. I'm hanging around. There's 96 people that have hanged, 110 that started. I'm hanging around in case anybody else has any other questions. If you don't have any and you need to jump, then go ahead. You don't have to just wait for me, but I'm just trying to be respectful of everybody's time and hang around as much as I can because I want to make sure I get all the questions answered. Okay. So they have it up there. No. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me just drill down to the new Q&A, which would be, thank you for your time. Thank you. And just a bunch of thank yous, which Thank you again for for jumping in and being willing to. Got it. Thank you for for so much information. Absolutely happy to be here. A lot of thank you. Thank you for a very clear and informative prez. Thank you. I tried. You can thank Irene for the slide deck. She's smarter than I am because she puts all these things together. So a lot of the hearts and thumbs up to Irene. If you ever see me with anybody else on the call, you know they're smarter than I am. So anytime you see me with anybody else, you say, oh, why would Dorian be with somebody? Because they're smarter than I am. That's how that works. And I always keep the smart people near me. So awesome. William Moran, your name sounds familiar to me. Hopefully you are doing well, sir. Yeah, thank you both. Good. Do you reimburse the new cert? That's kind of a loaded question. Do we reimburse? I don't know how long ago you got it, but there's no way I can reimburse. Your compensation is based on those certifications. So if you come on board and you have certs, we'll pay you more money for having them. But I can't pay you to get the cert and then give you a raise after you get it. So one of those two works. So can I join the team to learn even without pay or move to junior level admin? I have a thing about not paying people for work. So you can join the team and learn, but if you're gonna work, you got to be paid. I don't like people working for free. I never like that. I know that's just me. I've had people come on and offer to work for free, but I would rather pay you than have you come work for free. So, and I don't know, it's a little, you can tell in my face, I don't feel well about people coming here and not being paid. So, but we'll have to talk about it because I'd rather have you come on and make money than come on and, hey, yeah, I worked here for 6 months and Dorian didn't pay me. Like, that's not good. Oh, thank you, William, for the nice words there. I was going to say that name sounded really, really familiar to me. So I think she actually had a little one recently too. I'm not sure, but yeah, I have to remember. Thank you so much for your time. Eager to learn. Look forward to hearing from Irene. Yeah, she is the smart one. You'll hear from her. So that's good. Anybody else? If you don't need anything, feel free to go. I'm just hanging around if anybody has questions. If you don't have any, you can feel free to go. If you have more, I will hang for you. Thank you for your time and all the info, taking extra time out of both of your schedules. Absolutely, I will be here. Looking forward to reconnect. Awesome Simon thing. What's your timeline for us? In the next week, you're going to get an email. Once I share my resume, when can I expect within the next week? How much max number of hours? In the beginning, we'll start with small hours and build your way up. We don't want to overwhelm you, one. And then two, let's get you onboarded and get you trained. Not sure how I got this, but do we need to do the video to get started? Can we skip the video part if we already have experience? You can. This role is just to do those things, and I want to make sure we bring you on. If you have other experience we can talk about that. So, yeah. Thank you for sharing the opportunity. Awesome. Thank you for all your information. Thank Irene. She is the smart one. How soon will we hear from Irene? Within a week. Thanks for all the information. Absolutely. Thank you. If I don't see you before, have a great weekend. If I do, send me all the food and goodies. That would give me a hard time. That's funny. Okay. If somebody just sent me an email, I'll forward it to Irene. When it comes to hiring, how long is it flexible? Okay, those are fine. Newer. What else should I provide in the email we're sending Irene? Nothing. Just say, hey, I attended the session, looking forward to getting started. That's all you got. You're all good. If you have emails coming to me, please send those to Irene. She is a whole lot more organized than I am. And of course, she has the intelligence. So thank you. Great to see you again. Make sure Jim in color. That name sounds familiar. Met a Jim in color a couple years ago. Awesome, in North Carolina. Yeah, that was a good time. Good to meet you, Miss Baker. And good to see you. And hopefully we get a chance to see a whole lot more of each other. Awesome. Anybody else? Or you can leave if you need to. I'm just hanging around answering questions, but again, don't feel like you're hanging around uh, just for me. If I don't get questions in the next 3 minutes, I'll let everybody go. Otherwise, it is after hours for several of you, so go on and enjoy the rest of your Friday afternoon. Can you answer my question? What was your question, Tenzin? I'm sorry, you can answer it again. I may have missed it in the list. And I apologize for missing that. Thank you, Dorian and Irene. Look forward to hearing from you soon. Yes, just wait for Irene's reply now. Yeah. And then who all applied will be accepted or will they be interviewed? No, there won't be another interview. I will meet you as we're getting started. So, yeah. Just so you know, Irene, is there any selection process? No. Anybody can come online and learn and do videos. So, yeah. I will meet you in the next step. Elements. Will the project accepted first server? Will they be posted? I would probably create a Slack channel. But one of the things I would do is I would get to know you all and your skill sets as you get started, and I would start selecting you for projects and work and other things. So yeah. And I may ask, oh, there's 3 developers on the team. Here is a developer task. Which one of you will wants to work on it? So yeah, I'll do that. If we know somebody who'd like to refer, what's the best way to do that? Have them go to Irene, and that would be good. Do I need to add my resume when emailing Irene? You can, but not needed. Thanks, Join Irene. I'm waiting for the next step. Email sent. Tenzin, awesome, sir. Hopefully I am saying that well. Tenzin or Tenzin. Yeah, awesome. So we expect a reply from Irene within the next week. Good to see you again, Dorian. I sent the emails already. Can't wait to start. Awesome. Enjoy your weekend, sir. Thank you. Sirs and young ladies and old ladies and old guys like me. That was not supposed to be funny, you old people. Anonymous. When can we get to know the next steps after the email to Irene? Irene will actually continue getting started steps and kind of start down that path. So yeah. So stay tuned. The number is now 46. So if I don't get an answer in the next minute or two, we're going to close the meeting unless you all need something else. That's all right. Great to see you too. I have someone interested that's a veteran. Awesome. We love veterans. Email sent. Thank you, Dorian. Evelyn, which is an awesome way to actually spell that. Yeah, awesome. Thanks. We're putting here from Irene on next step. Cool. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. Unless you need something more, I'll hang around for another minute or two. Well, I know this call was not supposed to be going over that late, and I apologize for the lateness of it, but email sent. Awesome. But I just wanted to hang around because I know you all have these questions on timing, so I just wanted to do this. So, okay. All right. Anybody else before I disconnect? Any other questions? I'll hang for another minute or two, or if there's any other ones. If not, feel free to enjoy your weekend and look forward to hearing from you all that are interested soon. What is your LinkedIn handle? I'm the only Dorian Earl in the world. Just find me on Dorian. But if you search Dorian Earl Salesforce, you're going to find me. And I think my LinkedIn handle is Dorian Earl. Yeah. I did hear that was one person said there's another Dorian Earl that works for Microsoft, and I didn't know that. But I'm the only Dorian Earl in Chicago, maybe. But I'm not hard to find. Anybody else before I let you all run? one more minute. It's like The Price is Right, or whatever. Got that 1 minute to go. We're down to 30. So there we go. All right. With there's no other questions, I'll close out. Enjoy your weekend, everybody, and look forward to hearing from Irene soon. Thank you all.